Okay, welcome, folks. Chumash and Rashi, the sixth reading, and a Freilich and Lag Baimer to everybody. Today's Lag Baimer, 33rd day of the Aimer. Special day. But let's get right into the Chumash. Okay, we're in chapter 23, verse 33. Let us start. V'davar Hashem al Moshe Lemor, and Hashem spoke to Moshe, saying, Davar b'nei Israel, speak to the children of Israel, Lemor, saying the following: the Chamisha Asar Yoim, on the 15th day, Lachidash Hashvi of the 7th month, Hazeh of this month, Chag HaSukkos, it's a holiday of Sukkos, right? The holiday of the booths. Shivas Yamim Hashem, it is a 7-day holiday to God, devoted to God. The Yom HaRishon, on the first day, Mikra Kodesh, it is a holy occasion. So on the first day, all kind of uh, works, 39 different categories of works, do not do. Rashi, let in Lebo, please. Mikra Kodesh. So what does it mean? Interesting that Rashi explained this over here. What does it mean, a holy occasion? Kachehu biksus, sanctify it with and make it holy with ksus, with nice clothing, nikia, or clean clothing, obitfila, and with prayer. Obishar yamim tovim, and the rest of the Michael of a mishta, existing the tefillah. You see, interesting. Rashi doesn't say that it's in reference to Yom Kippur. But here in the translation it says Yom Kippur, which uh, right. Okay. By inference, you can understand that it means that because he just says that, on uh really sanctify it with nice clean clothes and prayer. So that's Yom Kippur. And all the rest of the holidays, you you make into a holy occasion by special foods, drink, fine clothes, nice clothing, and prayer. Right. Okay. Shedding light. He doesn't explain it before. You would think he would explain it before. That term, Mikra Kodesh, that's a holy occasion, is a term that's been used at the beginning. Why does he decide now to explain it? Okay, next. Shivas Yamim, 7 days, Takriv Yishal Hashem, you shall offer a fire offering to God. B'yom Hashmini. Now, we've learned that before. That means the Musaf offering, because he doesn't detail it over here. So that we've already been told, and that will be detailed later on in the book of Numbers. Shmini, rather, on the 8th day, Mikra Kodesh, it is a holy occasion. Yelachem should be for you, Bikraftim, Ishal Hashem, and you should bring also a fire offering to God. Atzeres, it is an Atzeres, a day of stopping, restriction. All kinds of work you should do. That's a Shmini Atzeres, of course, right? Simchas Torah is a custom, and it's not referenced in the Torah. But this is called Shmini Atzeres, the 8th day. Okay, Rashi in 36. It is a day of holding back, restraining. Outside the Eschemi should hold back, etzli, next to me, meaning, so he gives a metaphor over here. Well, what does it mean? Every holiday seemingly is, you're being held back, held back, and actually from what? So, so it means this holiday you're held back. So what's the metaphor? Like a king who invited his sons to a banquet, the yamim, for so many days. When it came time for them to depart, his sons, Amar, so he said, the king, Banai, my sons, I request of you, Ikfoini, stay with me. Another day. It's difficult upon me, your departure. And that's what makes Shmini Atzeres, it's a beautiful metaphor, a unique holiday. Kol all type of labor, even labor that's necessary, says that if you don't do it, you have a financial loss. Don't do it. You shall not do it. I might think that that's even in the intermediate days, right? This is the eighth day, the first day and the eighth day it's in reference to, but you might think that it's all the days. No, it says he, no, it says it, meaning this day, but not the intermediate days. Verse 37, these are all about now. What have we done? We're now gone through all the holidays, starting with Pesach, right? From a few days ago. So these are the appointed holidays, and these are appointed actually times, Hashem, that are appointed by God. Hashem Tikraisam, that you shall must designate them, appoint them, Mikra Kedusha's holy occasions, Hashem, to offer fire offerings to God. Eila, meaning an ascent offering, right? Completely burnt. Or mincha, zevach, and also an offering, a grain offering, on Nesachim, and wine libations, each on its particular day. Rashi in 37, Oila or mincha, it's an ascent offering and a meal offering, minchas Nesachim. The meal offering is the poured offering, hakrava imoila, that's brought together with the oil offering. Each day it's required offering. The amount fixed, that will be in the book of Numbers, in Parshas Pinchas. Each day its requirement on its day. And if its day passed, the offering is canceled. In other words, you can't substitute the day. Each day has its specialness, and you can't substitute it. Okay, this is aside from Shabbos, Sabbaths in the plural, Shabbos Hashem, that are holidays of God. Besides, this is aside from your matana. Matana means gifts, right? In other words, gifts that you're offering, these other things are public offerings of the community, right? As opposed to your personal gifts. And aside from nidreichem, your vows that you've made, right? Like, you're going for the holiday, and you want to bring something extra special, right? Aside from your dedications, then you dedicate something specific. Asher titnu Hashem, as you gave to God, you're giving to God. Okay, so we however, on the 15th day of the month, of the seventh month, when it's a gathering time of tuas, ha'aris, of the produce of the land. Tachoigu is Chag Hashem. You shall celebrate the holiday of God, Shiva Yomim, for 7 days. No, the first day, Shabbos, it is a Sabbath. It is a Sabbath, meaning a day of rest. Interesting. Right. We've already said this about the holiday. What is this adding over here? Rashi says in 39, whatever on the 15th day you shall celebrate. Korban Shlomim means a peace offering. What's a celebration? Right? It's a peace offering. The Chagiga, for the festival offering. Yochel, I might think, Tidche is a Shabbos. The slaughter of the festival offering should override Shabbos. Ach, that's why it says ach, but. What's the but over here, right? Right, we just finished with Shabbos, right? Saying that you've got to, well, I shouldn't say that. Um, we just finished saying the previous verse. No, the previous verse is about your vows and things to give. Yeah. So the fact that it says but, however, means to exclude something. What's it's excluding? That it doesn't override Shabbos. Right? That's the inference. Why? Because you could, there's a repayment for it. In other words, there's a there's a makeup for it called Shefa, all 7 days. Because it says here 7 days, right? So even though this peace offering is something that is an obligation on the first day, but it says here that you're celebrating for 7 days, bringing a peace offering. So meaning the however, is then uh, coming to exclude, as the word, you know, however does, right? Next Rashi, in your gathering is to us ours the crop of the land, the produce. The in seventh month, Bozman Asifa, is the time of bringing the crops in. In other words, uh, right, it doesn't mean on the 15th you do it. It means it is the time of doing it. Right, the 15th you can't do it because it's a holiday. Holidays, you're not gathering in the crops. From here we learn that we're commanded to add a month to the year, because if you will not add months to the year, sometimes what will happen, that the 15th of the seventh month will be in the middle of the summer, or in the winter, which is not a time of gathering the crops, right? Fall is a time you gather the crops and bring them in. You shall celebrate, shall be chagiga. So what is it you're celebrating? Right? So Rashi, this is you mentioned earlier in Rashi, but it's the peace offering of the festival. Korban Chagiga, right? Just on the Seder plate, we have a remembrance of it. And that's the egg on the Seder plate, right? It's for the Korban Chagiga. Yes. Shivas Yamim, 7 days you should celebrate. In other words, if you didn't bring the peace offering on the festival, Yavi Bezeh, bring it on another day during the 7 day period. Yochel, I might think, yeah, that you want to bring the peace offering called Shiva all 7 days of the festival, right? Remember, the verse says no. Chagesam oisoi, celebrate it, not them, right? In other words, it's one peace offering that you have to bring. Yoim echad, meaning celebrate it. Oh, I'm sorry. Celebrate it, meaning it the holiday, not the holidays, right? Right. Meaning, the Yemecha b'mishma, the mashma, one day is implied, but yesar, not more. So then why does it say 7? The tashlumin for repayment. In other words, if you didn't bring it on the first day, so at least bring it on the 7th day. Now we come into the other mitzvahs that are part of Sukkot. Right. which is you should take for yourselves on the first day, pre-Eitz Hadar, a beautiful fruit, which is referring to the Esrog, right? Hadar, that dwells. Pre-Eitz Hadar, a beautiful fruit of the tree, by the way. Pre is fruit, Eitz is tree, Hadar, that is beautiful, um, or that dwells, really dwells. Okay. Kapis Tamari. So Tamar is date. Kapis means the palm frond. Anaf, a that's eight avos. So it's a braided branch of the myrtle bush, even though it doesn't say myrtle, but that's what it's in reference to. Arve Nachal, willows of the brook, of the stream. Sumachtim, and you shall be happy. You shall rejoice. Simcha. Lifnei Hashem, before Hashem, Elokechem, your God. She was for 7 days. Rashi in 40. Pre-Eitz Hadar. So Rashi says, right? So it's a fruit of a tree of Hadar. So Hadar means a splendor. Eitz Shatam, Eitz, or period Shabbat. So it's referring to a tree because it's saying pre-Eitz, that the fruit of the tree, meaning it's equating the tree and the fruit, meaning the taste of the wood and the fruit are alike. That's what it means. Right? So that's how we know that it's referring, and well, that, and together with the word that the Hadar means splendor, but also it could be interpreted Hadar, which means Hadar Ilane, that it's a tree that dwells, the fruit that dwells on a tree, Mishana Lashana, from year to year. And this is the esrog from the citron family, right? In other words, it grows in all seasons, right? Apples have their season, peaches have their season, and they're not all season. The citron fruit of the esrog is all 4 seasons it grows. Kapus tumorim, fronds of a date palm, chaser vav. The word kapus is spelled without a vav. Teaching you that it's only one. Because tumorim, dates, is plural. But kapus is without a vav. So that's telling us, oh, it's only one. It means kapas. One, right. Unknown. Eitz branches of a Aves is like a cord-like tree, or braided, right? So sha'anav kluim, that its branches are plaited. Ka'avoisa is like cords, and ke'chavalim, like of that of a rope. Shezeu adas, that's a myrtle branch. She'osu kimin kliya, that it's formed like a braid-like configuration. It, yeah, for those who are familiar with it. So it the three leave all grow on the same circumference, and they cover the bottom of the next 3 leaves on their circumference. So it's got a braid-like look. The Chageisim may say Chag Lashem, and you shall celebrate it holiday to God. Shiva's Yom for 7 days. Sean, 7 days of the year. Chukah Selam, interesting. It says Shana. of the year, in the year. Chukasei law made a statutory eternal law, l'dorei seichem for all your generations, for Chodesh Shvi in the seventh month, so you shall celebrate it. Interesting. It seems repetitive, but Rashi doesn't say anything. Okay, v'sukas teishu shivas yomim, and in sukkah you shall dwell 7 days. Kol Ezra Israel yedlu sukkahs. All the native Israelites shall dwell in the sukkah, meaning the huts. Ha'ezrach zeh, Ezra means a native Israel. Israel, Rabbis, it's again. So in Israel, meaning of the Israelites, that is hinting to the convert too, because he's also equally Jewish. Um, why it doesn't, and other times it says specifically the, I hear it doesn't. Okay. Amani, they're saying why you're dwelling in the sukkah. In order you should know for your generation, should be the sukkah, say Shafti, that in these huts, these sukkahs, I made them dwell as Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, but it's when I took them out, Eretz Yisrael, the land of Egypt, I am Hashem your God. Rashi Kishuko say Shafti, another comment. So Rashi says, what does it refer to? The clouds of glory. In other words, the clouds of glory were there, right? The Jewish people, um, taking them out of Egypt, that God was protecting them. And Hashem spoke the holidays of God, the appointed days, El Bnei Israel to the children of Israel. Amazing. We got it done. Okay, Tanya coming up. Okay, beautiful. Thank you for joining. We'll see you in 2 minutes.